want me to be honest?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay, hold on to your pants. How to not date old Johns, or to stay sober. Um, how to not view men as a means to an end, and how to get back to, sex being like an emotional, voluntary thing.
So it's difficult to get out of a mode. You mean where sex is a tool, men are a tool, and just make it a expression of your emotions instead.
Yeah. They use us, we use them. It's a cycle. And it's easier than relationships.
What's easier?
Tricking. Johns. Johns are easier than a boyfriend.
For the same reason, probably, maybe they think prostitutes
Exactly.
are easier than a girlfriend.
Exactly. We have more in common. You know, we have more in common than you think. Johns and prostitutes.
What are the things in common?
Things in common is that we use each other for. I mean, they use us for, you know, obviously like physical needs or even emotional needs, but we have the same tendencies to do that. Different people um, just satisfy different needs, and not one guy or one woman can always do that. So it's easier to have 4 guys, 5 guys, see on a regular basis and do the same routine thing. And they usually, if you go with the right class of guy, they usually want to go out to eat and talk because they don't have that relationship with whoever else they have, but they just don't have it at all. But you're not going to fight, you're not going to argue, you're not going to get emotionally attached because that's the #1 rule. So, and that just goes for both of you. But lots of times it crosses over. Things get confusing. But you gotta start differentiating. You know, the difference between business and pleasure in a relationship is supposed to be pleasure, not business. I mean, that's what you're taught and told anyway, growing up. And so, I don't know, it's just getting back to basic principles.
Basic principles of relationships, like real relationships.
Yeah, basic, things that you learned growing up. That selling your body is bad. You're supposed to have sex when you're in love with somebody. Not they tell you not to be promiscuous and have one night stands. But as you get older, that kind of stuff becomes acceptable. And in modern day age, why not? It's just, it's okay to have sex without a relationship or in a marriage. In a marriage, it's okay to not have sex, so it's.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. Anything. So why not?
So why not everything?
Why not prostitution? You know?
But the damage it does.
The damage to get yourself out of the routine and out of the what would you call it?
Mindset?
Your habits. Your habits. It's just like a drug use. Like, it's exactly drug use. So I'll just sit here and chain smoke. um, yeah, it's all a mindset, and after a while too, tricking and everything is a lot better. Like, working a couple hours a week is a lot better than working at McDonald's again for $8 an hour, where you feel 10 times more like a slave than you do, for an hour, 3 times a week. Like, would you rather feel like a slave for 40 hours a week, and then when you get your paycheck for $200, you're like, oh man, like, I can't even survive on this? Or, be a sex slave and a slave to yourself and somebody else for a couple of hours and have everything taken care of and basic needs, like, not even a worry. Why not? Why not? You feel worse working for $8 an hour. That's a common problem, I think, for a lot of us. A lot of us.
Can I ask you a question you might not want to answer? When was the last time you did?
A month ago.
Did you know the guy?
Yeah.
From before? Was it when you were using?
Yes and no.
Oh, well, yeah.
I did it both. It's like having a second job. It's like you could work your regular day job, and then you could have a night job. Instead of waitressing and making 2 hours in 4 hours, go out for a half an hour and make $200.
And I have to ask you this just for you. Is there anything that looks like a pimp involved now?
No.
You're sure?
Yes.
You're safe?
Yes.
From that?
Yes. Yes. But it was amazing to get the Johns that I have now, or had, the avenues that I had to go through to get them and find them. I went through pimps. I went through women pimps, majority of. I went through escort services. I was very careful and very to the side, but to get these Johns again, it seems like certain people have a hold of them, like a certain
Territory.
yeah. Yeah, and like if they have any type of money, they're definitely going through a service or there's a pimp involved. Just because